Hey, what's up guys? This is King Mac with Barry Outdoors. I'm here at Outdoor Insiders in Gibson, PA. Today I'm getting a new bow. My old bow is the Hoyt Defiant Turbo. It's a very fast shooting bow, so it's really hard to pull back on. So today I'm looking to get a bow that's a little bit more comfortable for me. This is the first bow that I'm going to be personally fitted to. I've never actually went to a shop and got a bow that fits me correctly. I've always got hand-me-downs, so this is going to be a huge upgrade, I think, in my shooting abilities, so I'm looking forward to that. Some things that we're looking for today would be the draw cycle, the back wall, as well as how each bow releases. So yeah, here we are.
We call this our draw wall. You can see we have little constellations over here.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do, we're basically getting your wingspan. So I'm gonna measure the tip of this middle finger placed against the wall to the tip of this middle finger. Yep.
Awesome.
So yeah. So
do I want my shoulders tight or loose?
No, you don't want to overextend it. Yep. Okay. You just want a nice, comfortable. Yep. Right. Yep. But extended. Yep. Cool. Right. What I'm gonna have you do. I'm gonna have you take this tape down there and then just drop it down a little bit lower.
Right there.
Sweet. So this little math, 74 inches, little math calculation over here.
All right.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different ways to get draw length. You can take your draw length, so Keegan's was 74 inches. Not his draw length, that's his wingspan. Mine is 15 divided by 2. So Lancaster Archery, a little plug for them, they sent me this nifty chart. It's kind of like bore sighting a rifle. Like, it's not the final go-to. Like, I usually like to see it up on someone's face, but this is really a good starting point. So if we go to here, you know, you're at 74. So I'm probably gonna start you at 29.5, 29 and a half inches is where we're gonna start. And then we're gonna move from there.
Awesome.
So kind of some of the bows that Keegan's gonna have to try out, we have laid out in front of us. And I think it's super important when you go into any bow shop, getting fit for bow is extremely important. It's not just going to grab a bow and shooting yourself. You wanna try out all the selection that they have. So right in front of us, going from right to left here, we have Hoyt's new aluminum bow. It's the VTM. It's the VTM 34. Going next in line, we have PSE's Omen. Then we have Bowtech's SS34. Right here we have Elite Omnia. We have the Mathews new Phase 4 and the 33. And this is Revex. It's Prime's brand new line after they changed some stuff up about their bows. It's the Revex 4. So I'm really excited for Keegan to get his hands on and feel the draw cycle and shoot these bows. And so kind of the general reason we have all these bows of this axle length here is I usually like to set people up, and it's a preference thing too. A lot of guys hunt on the ground blinds and they like a 29-inch bow. But in general, if you're around that 6-foot mark and over, and a lot of guys that are shorter than that still like longer bow, I just feel like the bow balances a little better in those person's hands, right? You look at the guys that make their money, make a living doing this, and they're shooting longer bows, and it's for a reason. So the shortest bow axle we have here is this Omnia at like right around 32 inches. And so we're gonna start off and have Keegan just kind of go through an unbiased, I've had my preferences, but Keegan's gonna go through an unbiased test, and he's gonna go down the line, and we're just gonna see what feels best for him. And I think that's the bow he needs to shoot.
So we're gonna be shooting the Hoyt VTM 34 for the first bow.
Yep. So it's almost 5 pounds, 4.8. It feels a little bit heavier, but some guys like that. Bow balances a lot nicer, shock absorption. So I just want you to really smooth, this nice draw back.
All right.
It's on 70, Keegan.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So it's really good. So no, I'm gonna teach it. So a little bit going on here. Yep. So I want you to tip your nose on, so you can go ahead and anchor. But that looks really good. You're a true 29 and a half. And just settle in on it. Yep, and nice and slow.
That feels fast.
It is quick. 6 1/4 brace height. IBOs for that bow spec'd out was like 334. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, second shot here. First shot felt pretty good, very smooth. Compared to my old bow, very smooth. I don't feel like I'm struggling at all.
too. This is a little bit heavy. This is a little bit heavier arrow too. Okay. So you might notice with a little bit heavy arrow, honestly, a little bit more absorption. So sound and actually vibration.
The back wall on this is nice. I like that.
That's right. Watch it.
That is nice. I like.
Yeah. It's a good bow. I mean, they kind of, Hoyt really did a nice job blending that familiar.
Feels really light too.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the familiar riser feel, grip feel that Hoyt's always been known for, with kind of like the speed forgiveness aspect of the game. Sweet. Yeah.
All right, next bow.
This is the Prime Revex. This is the Revex 4. So 34 inches ATA. I really pay attention to the grip of this bow. It's kind of a fan favorite.
It feels more balanced out of all of them. Similar draw to the Mathews, or the Mathews. Huh. Very similar to the Mathews.
So the Prime's really excited about these bows, these new Revexes. I mean, I think they've come a long way in, I would say, what you feel in your hand, the vibration in your hand. I mean, they've always been a smooth bow. Even, I would say, I'll let you shoot.
That does not move.
I don't know. I would even say this has been one of my favorite bows this year to shoot, was what I was getting at.
The follow through just, it just gone.
Yeah.
And the bow's just, I guess it's just because it's so feels so stable right now.
So really wide limb pockets, I think really help balance the bow out well. The riser length, like I said, your axle length is huge. And even riser length, so even that Phase 4 that Mathews you shot, although it was 34-inch axle bow, I think the riser length makes it feel almost like a 35-inch bow. And same with this one. You notice similarities between a little bit, the limbs are a little smaller.
Short.
Right,
short.
right.
That's what I was.
Riser length a little longer. Compared to your Hoyt, right?
Yeah.
Limbs a little bit longer.
Huh.
Yeah. Riser looks a little bit more compact on the Hoyt.
Interesting.
Yeah. Nice bow though, right?
Yeah, that's a very interesting.
That bow is, that's a grizzly color, which I think is a cool color.
Next we have the Phase 4 Mathews.
Yep, 33.
It seems so long, but it really does balance in your hand nicely. So try not to punch myself in the face again.
You're not going to.
So this one feels a lot harder pulling back. But the release felt a lot smoother.
Yeah, typically, and I love a ball, right? We sell them all, but typically what you're going to find out with Mathews, they're not really, the name of the game for them is not the fastest bow on the market, but in the hand bare, it's hard pressed to find a bow that's going to feel as dead in the hand as they are.
Yeah,
that's kind of magic, isn't it? Every year they come out with a bow and you're like, how is it any better?
Yeah.
But even compared to the V3X, right? My 33, I feel this bow here is even a little more quiet. And this from Echoes, right?
Yeah.
But it's even a little more quiet, even a little more dead in the hand.
It's not that bad pulling back, but.
No, but yeah, there you go.
But so much smoother.
And just those darts. Yeah.
I think the back wall is a little bit tighter too, because I'm used to, my Hoyt has a longer back wall.
On your Defiant Turbo. Yeah. Well, that's what that bow was built for speed.
Bad.
Now this one, this one's going to be, I would assume, in the running. Yeah.
That's
it just is.
Yeah, that's a sweet bow.
Yeah.
On to the next bow.
Yeah. PSE Omen, 33-inch bow.
This feels a little bit heavier.
Yeah.
Similar, shorter.
Yeah. That's got the E2 cam system in that bow, which has kind of been my favorite for PSE.
That thing feels fast.
It's lightning fast. I think I think that they did a nice job balancing it speed out like how it kind of Hoyt did, but this is just a little bit faster. That's 356 IBO.
Wow.
Yep.
So that's like my.
Just keep this me.
Yeah. A little bit more vibration.
A little bit more.
Definitely feel it in your hands.
I mean, it's kind of like your
old bow. Which
well, not quite like your bow, but like I'm saying is it's trying to figure out what you as the consumer likes. Like some speed guys will throw some bars on that and will feel pretty nice, right? And so, but yeah, just
not in love with it.
Yeah, sure. All right.
That's fair. It feels just too similar to my old bow.
Yeah, and so let me
yeah.
Let's get that Elite in here. We'll shoot that Elite now.
Bow.
So this is Elite's flagship aluminum bow this year. This is Elite Omnia, 32 inches axle, and let's let it ride. And this will be the shortest bow, axle wise, that you've shot, most compact, we'll say. Really notice the draw cycle on the way back.
Smooth.
Very
smooth.
Butter smooth.
Another really nice release on this bow.
Absolutely. So
what's the speed on this? Around
336.
So basically every competitor is in the 330s.
I lied.
No?
Just cut that one.
All right. That's fine.
So, it's actually a lot higher. That was the last bow I looked at. So 347.
Wow.
Yeah, IBO, right? So that's spec'd out all the way.
Yeah.
So make sure you really pay attention to.
I like this bow.
Oh, it's
not gonna lie.
And this is the bow. So Elite introduced. They call it their V2, their micro mods. I'll have to fact check all this stuff to make sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyways, so we can adjust your draw length up to 1/4 of an inch and get you can play with what let off percentage you want right here on the bow. So you don't need to take it to a pro shop. You can mess with this at your house. And this is a 60 pounder.
This is 60 pounds?
60, probably 62 though.
And it's shooting that fast.
Yeah.
What?
Not 347, but
yeah.
But I mean, it's putting them in there. And honestly, a 60-pound bow, with how they've built cams and mods and all the technology that goes into these bows nowadays, you can do a lot of damage with a 60-pound bow, and it's really enjoyable to shoot.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. The bow just fits you really well too.
I like that bow. Put that in the contender list, wherever that's going to be.
Open. So this is the Bowtech SS34, 34-inch axle bow. And I want to show you something with grip really quick. So with grip, a lot of people confuse, like when you're gripping a pistol or gripping really anything in life. I mean, really, it looks like you're supposed to grip it just like how it is. Like, put your hand around it.
Yep.
Not so much in archery. So really kind of building that torqueless grip, what you're going to do is you're going to kind of make an L shape on your hand. You're going to come into the bow, the shelf of the riser of the grip right there. Not a lot of up pressure, but enough where you feel it.
Yeah.
And then your fingers are actually going to curl around the back side of the riser. Some people actually make marks right here on their riser, so that way they can feel them and kind of get in place. If you notice your elbow, what your elbow wants to do, it actually wants to place diagonally down, right? So a lot of people complain about hitting their forearm, which is, it's people that get interested in bows. It's something they just don't know yet. Well, this is, besides kind of creating a torqueless grip, because you get better arrow flight and then ultimately better arrow penetration, right? You're actually going to create that nice gap there.
Yeah.
So it really will prevent new people in archery from being scared of the bow.
I've never heard about putting your fingers right there.
Yeah. So it's up here and then curling the fingers around, and then, I mean, really the true tell sign is keeping your grip on this side of that life on your hand, like all up in that meaty. It's called the thenar eminence, is what that big meaty pad is. Yeah.
I got big long fingers though. That's not. Is this the first arrow? I like this. What's the poundage on this?
I tell you, 70.
This is 70 pounds.
70 pounds.
Oh, man.
It is silky smooth, dude.
I like this one too.
70 pounds black.
Yeah.
That's what, the other day when we were talking, I I think the Bowtech's really going to surprise you. But that SS34 is a really, really, really smooth bow.
What's
really smooth.
what was it? IBS?
IBO?
IBO?
Is that the 336 one? 331.
So Mathews is like 330.
Yeah.
So similar competitor.
But yeah, so IBO on this bow is 331. And I think again, you're not building a bow that necessarily for the fastest bow, but you're still gonna be able to get really nice trajectories.
That's what I'm trying to get away from.
Yeah.
But obviously speed is important too.
Yep.
But I like this bow.
Yep. And
I like this bow
from
a lot.
a tunability standpoint, Bowtech, I mean, this is even for you, added this deadlock system so we can maneuver these cams kind of left and right depending on your tear. So really when people will see bows where people really struggle or go wrong, I should say, when they're tuning a bow is they'll set up the rest, they'll set up the arrow, they'll kind of square it off like everybody knows how to do.
Yeah.
Well then when that arrow is getting a left or right tear, instead of altering this, they'll change the rest in and out.
Yeah.
So you can get a bullet hole, but that arrow's doing wonky stuff at 30, 40 yards, right? And so really keeping that arrow in center shot is, or fairly, relatively within reason is really, really important. And this system allows you to do that and allows the guy at home to do it as well. Yeah, so Keegan, I think you really like that SS34 and that Phase 433, right?
Yeah, so basically we went through all these different bows. And I'm down to the Bowtech SS34 and the Mathews Phase 4 33-inch. So we're going to have Steve do some pros and cons between the two.
Yeah, I'll just go from a tech standpoint, then maybe you go through and you say what you felt during your shot, right? So with the SS34, what stands out the most is adjustability within this bow. And I'm not talking just, the modular draw length change, but being able to basically take that bow and say, oh, I want to drop it down to half inch. Oh, you're good. And drop it down to half inch. Or if you want to be able to, maybe pass this bow on one day to someone with a short draw like the X1Z. But you can change, while you're at the house, you can change the tune of this bow. Say you're getting a bad tear left or right, instead of taking a bow out of center shot like unfortunately we see a lot of people do, you're able to, this deadlock system is just ideal. I think any bow company would love to have that. So you can do this at your house. When you shoot this bow, it has almost a 7-inch brace height, 6 3/4-inch brace height.
So brace height means what?
So it's the deepest part of the grip, right? So right in this general area, they'll take up like the fulcrum to your bowstring, right? Okay. And so why brace height is really important is the higher the brace height, the quicker the arrow actually leaves the string, causing it to be more forgiving. Okay. So, we call it the power stroke in the archery world sometimes, where the shorter the brace height, so say something maybe 5.5 inches, the longer the arrow is traveling on this bow, generating more power, more speed.
I see what you're saying.
But with that being so, it's going to cause, a
lot could go wrong.
Sure. Yeah. Well, not necessarily go wrong. It's just going to cause maybe sometimes a little bit more of that. Oh, I felt that in my hand. I felt that a little bit more in my hand. Okay. So that really is the two. So really, all in all, I think if I was not really a whole lot of cons with this bow, I just sometimes think having all this adjustment at the top can go, certain things can go wrong on hunts, but if you have prepared, if you have the knowledge, prepared yourself, you can have those, have a, set of Allens or hex wrenches, whatever it may be with you to do a quick tighten on the pack in or the pack, wherever you're going or moving your tents or whatever you have going on.
Keep it with your tent,
for sure. So mostly pros. I actually really enjoy this bow a whole lot myself.
A lot of bows nowadays I think are going to be mostly pros.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty nice.
But just, for me, just always more moving parts, more things that can potentially go wrong. But yeah, it's a great bow. Let's pick up this Phase 4.
Phase 4, new bow. The Mathews, 23.
So Mathews, just time in, time out, does a really fantastic job of making a very smooth, quiet killing machine. You don't feel a whole lot in this bow as the SS34. Now, when you put bars on it, I promise you, it's even
better.
Yeah, it's even a little bit smoother. So one advantage to Mathews, I think, is I enjoy having the switch weight. I personally enjoy having the switch weight mods where I can adjust your draw length, I can adjust your poundage all at the same time. I say poundage is relative. Yeah. We still adjust like per pound with an Allen at the top of the bow, but we can make this a 75-pound bow. We can make this a 60-pound bow, a 50-pound bow, right? You know, I think that's really cool. There's just two screws here, less moving parts, something that I really enjoy. Mathews also has the, you know, the bridge lock technology, mounting your sight more in the center of your riser. You know, that Bowtech does not have that. It's not always a deal breaker because sometimes the bow actually, I think, balances really well with side-mounted.
Yeah,
with side-mounted sights, which they've been doing for years in archery, right?
Yeah. If I'm reusing my sight, it's a side mount, you know.
Sure. Another thing, which
but doesn't mean I wouldn't get a dovetail down the road.
Sure. Well, I mean, the one thing that they both share is the integrate mount on the back of the bow as well. So behind this biscuit, you can see those grooves. So we can still get a rest that is streamlined, mounted with your riser. And I mean, I do it on my bows now if I have the option, and I really think that it provides a little bit more of that balance during my draw, but not having so much weight on this side of the bow.
Yeah.
I think I really enjoy that a lot personally. Yeah, pros, this bow is honestly the same. I don't really have anything negative to say about this bow. I mean, for me, this bow was if I were to go through all like the new bows of this year, this would probably be my winner, my go-to. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so going down to the line here, it's between the Mathews Phase 4 and the Bowtech SS34.
Yeah.
Some pros and cons from my perspective as somebody that doesn't really know a lot about the hunting industry and about bows. Again, some pros would be simplicity, the name brand recognition, more accessories in the aftermarket part of the bow brand. The bridge lock, if I ever wanted to run a dovetail. No real cons besides this one might pull a little bit harder than the Bowtech bow. Some pros on the Bowtech would be it does feel a little bit smoother, like I just said, on the drawback. Maybe a little bit more in the back wall. Not that this would be a con, but it can be a pro, is the adjustability of the deadlock system on the Bowtech. They're so close, so close.
I think you went about it the right way, though, right? I mean, you shot, all the major brands.
Yeah.
I mean, the flagships of all those bows. I say that. PSE, we don't have the Fortis in it or the Unite, but even so, I think they're in all reality. I think you kind of have to go, and it's all about, we like objectiveness, we like stats, we like digging in, I love nerding out with this stuff, but like we said earlier in the video, like kind of really have to go what feels good for you in your hand when you shoot it. Right?
Yeah, I think what's really pulling me away from this bow is the deadlock technology, just like that it hasn't had a lot of time to know if it is gonna fail or succeed type of thing. It's a beautiful bow, it's an amazing bow. Obviously it's down to the last two bows, so I think probably gonna end up going with the Mathews here. Like most of the cons I said, and both of them shoot so similar, so I think I'm gonna go with the Mathews just out of name brand. Keep it simple, stupid again. It's just gonna be a bow that works, and that's what I like about it. That sound good?
Let's build it.
Yeah. All right. All right, guys, here we go. We got it all spec'd out.
Nice loose grip. Yeah.
Look at that.
That's awesome,
That's
buddy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thanks, Shan.
All right, guys, we just got done paper tuning my bow. 2 shots. The first shot looked like the paper was maybe sideways. The second shot was an absolute dart. It was a bullseye. So really awesome being able to get a custom bow and it automatically being perfect. Obviously, Steve is a great guy and did a good job. So yeah, bullseye.
Yeah, thanks Keegan for coming over to the Outdoor Insiders and kind of working with us on getting your first real custom bow build, which I think is neat to see the process, right?
Yeah, for sure. It was really sweet being able to go through all the different bows. We went through all the major brands. Ended up going with the Mathews Phase 4. I had the Hoyt Defiant Turbo beforehand, so switching brands here, but I'm not a type of guy that would be bothered by that, so went with the best what felt best, smoothest draw. Nice comfortable bow, and that's what I was sort of looking for.
Yeah, I mean, I think you really decked it out well too. I mean, having the true box cell, you bought the landslide. You really enjoyed having the 3-pin slider option.
Yes.
As far as your rest, going with the Hamskea Epsilon, limb-driven rests offer a lot of reassurance out in the field where you can basically tie that back on yourself and get it rolling again if you needed to, rather than having to run something through the cables.
Perfect.
I really think it's an awesome build, man. I'm stoked for you.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, dude.